seconds now. So when do we officially hit the hello and welcome? When do you want to make that call, Vince?
I don't know. Do it now. Do it
Uh,
however you want.
let's build this anticipation a little bit. So we don't have any videos loaded into this new streaming thing to where we can't like hide backstage and let people file in.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're just gonna let you all file in. All your other favorite programs are probably ending, so now you're just hopping on Twitter and you're seeing us. Yeah, come on in, hang out. Water's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a gorgeous day out here in Louisville, Kentucky, and you know what? I think it's time. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Are
Yeah.
you ready? Let me get a
Oh,
swig
clear
of
your
water.
throat. Yep.
Hello and welcome to another episode of From the Pink Seats podcast live.
Live.
We are out here in beautiful Louisville, Kentucky at longtime friend of the program, Kern's Korner. Vince has been working and finagling his back alley connections. We might have some food coming out to us during the
Yes.
show. Who
Yes.
knows?
Definitely
So-
some food. We can't come here and not get a cheeseburger, get a patty melt, get a cup of chili. I don't care if it's 80 degrees outside. I have to get a cup of chili. Definitely some cold drinks. So the best horse racing bar in town, in my opinion.
Well, so now here's something that is 100% a factual statement. I came here on Friday, and Louisville put up double digits in the first innings against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, we could have used that the
I-
other day against Bellarmine.
I
That
was
would've
going to
been
say, I
nice.
didn't come here yesterday,
Yeah.
and we saw what happened.
Yeah,
So,
well, this being a Bellarmine sports bar primarily, Scotty Davenport frequents this all the time. We probably should have stayed away.
oh, man. Well, I'm saying I didn't come here and Bellarmine won, so who knows? Maybe the key is just me living in Kern's Corner to get Louisville back to Omaha.
There's nothing.
There's
wrong with that.
only
There's
one
nothing
way to
wrong with being a regular here.
There's only one way to find out, and my liver is up for that challenge. But as you all are filing in and tuning in, we're going to talk some Louisville football, as you all know. Today on the live show, me, producer Keith, Vince Lococo, get in, hop into the chat. We already see a couple of people hopping in with dudes. And how do you do the diamonds in the
That
chat?
is impressive.
That is cool. I like that.
is
That
impressive.
cards.
I mean, we've upgraded the whole system and setting right here too. I mean,
So-
we've got a fancy camera. We can see comments going. This is
Yeah.
this
Now,
is
I don't know if Elmo is allowing comments from his social media site to pop in. So if you want to chat with us during the show, I know for sure the YouTube comments,
right.
like during the live show, pop up for us.
Yeah.
I don't know about Twitter. We'll periodically hop on our phones because we're bad boys like that. We're the bad boys of Louisville sports media.
I guess you could
So-
say that after our golf content that Presley Meyer is going to release here in the next couple of days. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Clearly, I get some great camera angles. So
you work hard.
Yes.
You work hard. But first off, huge thanks again to Kern's Corner out in the heart of the Highlands.
Yeah. Oh God, I love it. I love it.
Fantastic spot to come hang out, have a beer, have a burger. My God, those are so good.
I mean, it's in my opinion, it's literally the best bar in town. Coldest beer, the best food. I mean, it's cash only. You can't get that very often in very many places
Right?
now that actually serve good food. It's the best. The vibes in here are awesome. I love coming in the afternoons because you get to see this group of old flagey guys that sit at the corner of the table and they tell all these great stories that I could hear from my grandpa's days and from Coach Oscar Brahm's days and stuff like that. You're like, oh my gosh, these old men still talking shit about Saint X and flagey is the funniest thing in the world.
Say next, folks, your money's just as good here as well. So they'll bite their tongue for a little bit as long as you're in there. Or not. So let's get this train on the tracks and let's get things started with this Louisville football podcast by talking SMU football.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's been a little bit since we've hopped on, but one of the biggest stories in the news as of late that popped up a couple of days ago was SMU scheduling a home-and-home game with LSU, SEC opponent, pretty high renowned,
Yeah,
won a national
yeah.
championship very recently. Brian Kelly, which a funny thing I saw to get a little sidetracked. If you had to set the odds, what are the odds Brian Kelly is still the coach at LSU by the time those games actually happen?
Very low, in my opinion. I think they're low. I don't think he'll last very
Yeah.
long on there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. We gotta
We're
refocus.
already getting fuzzy. Hold on. We're leaning. We're getting fuzzy. We're going to keep talking, and y'all are just going to put up with fuzzy us for a second. We're just going to lean in and out until it works. So, seeing that pop up in the feed, though, it got me sort of thinking, okay, Louisville still has an open game on their schedule in 2028 and 2029.
Yep.
So as of right now, our non-conference schedule is, funny enough, it's the same two power teams and then a bye game. So we have Texas A&T,
Yep.
UK, and then a bye game, Murray State 1 year, VMI the other year.
Yep.
Pending the ACC not going to 9 games, who do you want to, like, dream matchup, who do you try and go get for those games for a home and home?
I don't know. I like the big splashes that we've made, like how we're getting ready to start the home and away series against Georgia. I would not mind a bigger opponent. Jeff obviously would not mind a bigger opponent. He's not afraid to play teams like Ole Miss, Tennessee, make those phone calls to try and make those games happen. So I wouldn't mind seeing – I would love to see Lane and Jeff coach against each other. Just something about those two guys, their personalities, the way they call offensive games, that would be electrifying to watch. And it's really just going to be about whose defense shows up that day.
They got left by Pierce Clarkson Bowl.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're still working that algorithm.
Oh, yeah. One last time for the algorithm. Pierce Clarkson,
Yeah.
Pierce Clarkson, Pierce Clarkson. So there's a couple of ways to go about it. And I'm sort of influenced by kind of like the way basketball's been scheduling recently, like going and making the, like, middle-aged generation of fans feel good, sort of poke that nostalgia. So I would love to get like a home and home with Cincinnati, a West Virginia.
That would be great. Yeah, so the rivalry games would be awesome for sure. If I'm going to
actually do a blackout game.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Picture it. 2028, Friday night game, Louisville, West Virginia. It's advertised as a blackout. Lights go out. And then they come back on. We've actually installed the LED lights that work.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Neon red. It's a glow game surprise.
No more glow games. Jacob Lane, if he was on this show, I have a very strong feeling he would be fighting with me on this one too. No more glow games. We're done with that.
So, the other thought of an opponent that I would love to see, and we're sort of seeing it in conference with Clemson going out and scheduling a 12-game series with this team. Go out and get Notre Dame outside of the ACC.
Yeah.
Because you get certain allocated amount of games. That's a regional enough game. What's the drive to South Bend? I think 4 or 5 hours maybe?
Something, yeah. I'm not.
I made it and I don't remember because, I blocked all that out on the way back. So,
yeah.
But
speaking of blocking things out, before you keep going, I know this isn't on Con Huevos, the restaurant, but we went there to eat on Mother's Day, and ACC Network had the Stanford game on. So I just had to sit there and eat my Mother's Day breakfast with my mom and my dad and my family while I'm watching us get our ass kicked by Stanford. And I'm looking at the score, I'm like,
oh, man.
We're still up 7 right now, Dad. He's like, yeah, I know how it is. I get it. Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Notre Dame, I just feel like that's a game that makes all the sense in the world. Obviously, monetarily for Louisville, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If you can get Notre Dame's schedule. It's, I believe, our current capacity record for the new stadium. They have a very national fan base, a very Catholic fan base.
Yeah.
A lot of
that
Louisville/Notre Dame fans in the city.
Exactly. Every year we have played them. That's the most Notre Dame gear you see in the whole city.
Yeah, it's a game where you're going to get exclusivity. You're going to be either on NBC or I'd be pissed if they put us on Peacock again.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
That would suck.
But as long as being on a streaming service doesn't sort of affect the eyeballs television ranking payouts,
right?
Then, yeah, let's roll with it. And then Notre Dame, you get a team that's perennially a top 25 team. You're going to get that sort of matchup.
Exactly.
Same thing with regionality. So
that win would always look
fight.
Good on your schedule.
Exactly.
I mean, you're never going to sit there and bitch about a Notre Dame win.
Yeah. And then I don't think any team's ever going to sit and complain about a Louisville win.
Yeah, exactly.
So, looking at it from both sides. So, yeah, if you can't get Notre Dame, though, go get Cincinnati or go get a West Virginia. That's where I lean.
West Virginia would be really fun. I mean, I would love just to make that trip to an away game at West Virginia. As rowdy and as crazy as they are, just going to feel those vibes in person would be awesome.
Yeah, so that's at least where I'm at. So, Vince, you got the docket. What do we got up next for the show?
What we have next is we are going to talk some of your favorite, Keith, high school recruiting. Not just any recruiting, high school recruiting.
ABCs, baby.
Yes,
Always be
exactly. Jordan, Jordan Crutchfield put us in his top 6 with Florida State, Mississippi State, Auburn, Miami, and of course the team down the road.
Yeah.
So this is a kid personally his film doesn't necessarily pop off the screen to me when I'm watching.
Yeah.
And for a lot of reasons, I see him getting away with stuff that put him against better competition, put him against faster guys, better route runners. I don't think he makes a lot of those plays he's making because he plays so high at the corner position.
Yeah.
And now it's coachable. You see then all the talent, the speed, physicality, going up, being able to get the football. You see all that stuff there. It's just his technique needs to be refined, and mainly how he is at the line of scrimmage with his depth. He could be, he's just too high.
Yeah, so, and I feel like that's sort of the ideal candidate that this staff sort of loves to go after. He's a kid with all the measurables in the world.
Yeah.
6'3", 205 pounds, huge frame.
Exactly.
And he looks like he could put on another 10, 15, 20 pounds and
Yeah.
still operate at a very high level. So get a kid like that in the program, get him coached up, get that technical work. I think my one worry is that I think this might be a move in anticipation, because another sort of semi-recruiting based headline, current commit Jaden Broadnax has been in conversations with Texas and Auburn. So
Those
I
are
didn't
big
like
money.
hearing that.
Yeah, those are big money talks.
Yeah, you have teams in the SEC complaining about how much money Texas is spending on their roster right now. You realize how much money is going into a program?
Alabama's been doing that for years, and kidding,
Well,
but
and
it's crazy, man. I mean, the amount of money a high school kid can receive now just to go play ball.
So I'm a little concerned that this might be an anticipatory move of like, hey,
word.
if we do end up getting Broadnax post, guess what? We got another 4-star corner that's also 6'3", 200 plus pounds that we can mold and develop. The optimistic side, positive, Keith, if we get both of those kids, especially the corner position, goes from what I think is fair to say the biggest question mark for the upcoming season to an area where a ton of people are excited in 2026.
And this is a coachable kid. I completely agree with you. Having two guys that are over 6 foot at the corner position across from each other is going to be, something to see. We've never seen that, at least I don't think, in a Louisville uniform. I know we had AJ Johnson whenever I was around, who was like 6'2", 6'3". Jair was only about like 6'1". I mean, a lot of these guys that we've had in the past haven't necessarily been on the smaller side. They've just been on the normal corner height side. These are big kids.
Yeah, and I mean, those are the type of weapons that you want to land and develop if you want to make that next step as a program. Now, one update on this young man that we do have so far, I believe he's only taken 2 official visits, and those have been to us and the bad guys over 64 East.
Yeah, so you just got to win that one, which I feel good about. I feel good about.
We'll talk about it a little bit more later in the show, but I'm very confident in the state of our program versus theirs.
No kidding. That's no joke on that.
So the other big recruiting news we have coming up. So I think I've been pronouncing this kid's first name
it's
wrong.
Leaky, isn't it?
So I thought it was Leaky or Lecky. I think it's Lakai. Looking at it again. Lakai Tompkins.
I was really ready to make some leaky bunhole jokes.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. Big running back out of Tennessee.
6'1", 227. That's
pretty big
huge
for a running back.
And coming out of high school.
So he's listed as sort of a dual threat player. He plays running back, and he's also, I believe, a nominee for All-State and edge rusher, which is just wild.
That's a good combo. That's a good combo to have. The kid doesn't shy away from contact at all. Watching his highlights, I appreciated the fact that he had a handful of them where he's actually catching the football too. Not a lot of running backs you see that, but he's catching the football a lot in it, and I love the way he runs downhill. It is just one cut, and if you're in front of him, he's going to run through your face. He's not going to try and be cutesy and artsy with it. He's just going to run through your face and drag you along the way.
And that's not to say he can't, because he's got some nice, like, one-step or one-cut sort of moves downfield, like to make the first guy miss before initiating contact. Like, this is a very versatile kid. And so I was talking about this with a friend of the show, Dalton Pence, on his program as well. We don't normally use this phrase to describe players like Tompkins, deceptively fast, because you watch his tape and you don't see the massive like foot turnover and the foot speed. Because he's 6'1", he doesn't have to have the short chopping to go.
It's an explosive.
He can pick it up and stride it out.
Probably about 1.5, 2 steps between every 5 yards. You know what I mean?
So, and you watch him, and like some of the plays we watch, he'll be catching like a swing route to the outside, and a corner will be 5 yards away from him, and he just outruns him to the outside edge of the field and then just takes off.
And the thing is the angle that a lot of times he's not just outright outrunning these guys. It's them getting this angle, and he's a little bit ahead of them to where it's forcing an arm tackle, and he's going to break an arm tackle 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. So we say all this. He announced his top 3, and the top 3 schools right now are us, Memphis, and Minnesota, and currently has a commitment date scheduled for May 25th.
So really, you just got to beat out PJ Fleck, in my opinion. I don't think.
Well, see, he's from Tennessee, so there's sort of that hometown factor, and
that
also
could be the same thing as a Kentucky guy put in UK in his top 5 for Mr. Football to just make sure he wins that.
But also the prospect of early playing time is going to be a lot more available at a program like Memphis, as opposed to Minnesota or Louisville, where
you come in next year, you're retro.
Yeah, well, and also we have Evan Hampton coming in next year as well, and honestly, I love the comparison that Dalton gave. Kewan Brown, despite having a very different build, very similar running style. So I would love him to sort of be the power counter.
To make a bigger
Hampton's
comparison,
speed.
Obviously, it's Derrick Henry for me. That just looks. The way he runs, I don't know if it's lesser talent. I don't know who he's playing against. The kid is. He just makes arm tackles look effortless.
I don't want to get grief ever again about having quarterbacks where the best aspect of their game is short accuracy and timing being Tom Brady. If you're going to throw Derrick Henry comparisons out there for every running back that's over 6 foot tall.
What do you expect?
So keep an eye out for that young man. Commitment coming up on May 25th, unless things reschedule. We know how crazy recruiting gets going. But could be one that we're definitely in on. So.
This is one I want. If I had to pick the 2 out of the 2 guys that we've talked about, I would rather him. I'm sorry.
See,
I think I can work. I think there's just more to work with here. This is,
See, I think I'm on the Crutchfield side just because area of need. Like we need bodies in the backfield. I get that, but we need bodies at
Crutchfield.
DB too.
Crutchfield's a kid that I think I would rather him go to maybe a smaller Division I school, and I want to see him play.
Well, do you really trust other programs to develop your guys though? Like, I'd rather bring in my own and develop them myself, know that I'm coaching them up my way.
I just want to see if he's coachable at all,
I mean, like, there's an easy way to find out. And if he's not, guess what? You can show him the door after year 1.
That is true. But why
this
waste
is a
money?
two-way street.
But why waste money on year 1 if you don't have to?
Well, theoretically, why waste money on a portal guy who you have no idea what you're getting?
Because it's the portal. It's so much cooler. Everybody's doing it.
So what if I market it as the collegiate entry portal?
Yeah.
From the pink seats, official stance, portals, cool.
Yes. Yeah. I felt like freaking Will Ferrell running down the street. And
just a little last bit to touch on the high school recruiting side. So we've got, I believe, 14 or 15 guys currently in this 2026 class. The staff went out and said earlier that they don't want to overload on players, so don't expect too many more additions because you don't want to overextend yourself on high school kids. So you have that freedom.
I get that at this point. I mean, high school kids are bouncing left and they're all bouncing left and right nowadays. It doesn't really high school, not high school. I mean, I get what you're about to say.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But I'm not gonna do portal versus high school argument here. How many more kids do you expect us to land? Now, I want to give some credit. Jody Demling and the folks over at 247 just recently put out an article talking about 20 potential targets for Louisville who we've been in conversations with. Both of the individuals we talked about today are on that list, as well as a bunch more. I think it's fair to say, like, I would like at least 4 to 5 more. Get it like 18, 19, 20 person high school recruiting class.
4 to 5 more?
Yeah, so I'd like 4 to 5 more.
Yeah, I would say 4 to 5 more. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you about that. I'm all for filling out your class, and the more the merrier. I just trust Jeff at this point, I'm tired of, after the Tyler decision, Jeff's got full reign to kind of do whatever the hell he wants, in my opinion. You make that kind of call on a kid like that who everybody is counting out on the injuries and spin him into a first-round draft pick, you know what you're doing.
It was a second-round pick. Almost first-round draft pick. Hey, New Orleans, they might be hurt wishing they traded up if that 5th year comes along and Tyler's the guy.
New Orleans and I think New York. I think the Giants made a stupid decision going Jackson Dart over Tyler.
Yeah?
I just do. So
I'm right there with you.
Especially with the quarterback room they have. They have they have Tommy DeVito.
Speaking of stupid decisions, also floated out during the week, a proposed playoff format has been gaining steam amongst the Big Ten and SEC, which, shocker, I know, once I lay it out. And it's a new 16-team college football playoff format where there are 4 automatic bids for the SEC, 4 automatic bids for the Big Ten, 2 automatic bids for the ACC, 2 for the Big 12, 1 G5, and then 3 at large. And
so 3 more SEC.
Yeah. So the comparison I made was, my bank making an error and putting 7 figures into my account and not fixing it is gaining steam as an idea at the Keith Arutoff camp.
Yeah, right.
So
I think it's dumb. I think playoff system is perfectly fine where it's at right now. I didn't necessarily want it. I necessarily didn't want to change to begin with.
No,
I thought it was fine before. I still think they're playing a lot of games. It's going to be really hard on the body. I think. See why they don't need any more. Oh, we want Blair.
So I think this is a perfect format if you accept the fact that the college football playoffs is not fair. It's not meant to be fair. It's not to actually determine who's the best team, who's a champion. It's to get as many popular teams and as many eyeballs on the product as possible. And I think that's what they're going for here. Now, I don't think the ACC or the Big 12 will go for it whatsoever, so I think it gets shot down. But I also think that they're doing the thing of floating a really, really shitty idea out there so that the kind of shitty idea they float afterwards seems way better. Like, okay, we'll drop giving up the automatic bids, but we're going to get more money.
Yeah.
So that's what I could see the Big Ten and the SEC doing, and we're going to continue fighting through these camera frustrations, if you will. We got some background help.
There we go.
All you have to do is touch it. Just touch.
No, I can't see it.
Yeah. So anyway, back to it. So hop in the comments. Okay, we got someone hopping in talking about the tight end that we got from Oklahoma, Devon Johnson, I believe.
Yeah.
Big kid. Has NFL potential.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kid that can run routes and block, which is what you want out of that tight end position. I mean, not just a specific blocker, not just a specific, going out and being able to run routes, being able to be the full package guy, kind of like what we've been wanting on this show all along.
Oh, yeah, nailed it.
That's perfect. Just stay right there, Presley. Don't move.
Nailed it. Okay, yeah. So
I love this kid.
Getting him to we've talked about it before. Super low risk, super high reward potential with this kid. Just because you bring him in, doesn't work out. Okay, fine, he's gone. Whatever. And if he does come in and he's a splash, guess what? You've got an NFL potential tight end for a year or 2, hell, maybe even 3, because he's got 3 years of eligibility left.
Coach Wallace is doing a phenomenal job with what he has in that room right now, and I definitely want to see what he can do with a kid like this, with that caliber, that potential that you see on this guy. I completely agree, Keith. This kid is an NFL talent just waiting to happen. So it's all about what the work he puts in whenever he gets here and gets, acclimated to everything, playbook, being number 1 on the list. I mean, if you don't know what to do, it doesn't matter how good you look.
That's the truth. So speaking of not knowing what to do, someone who likes to do that to people, our friends out in the desert in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
Man, I am really stretching for these transitions today. So over-under win totals came out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying let's do the full-blown schedule deep dive and make our official predictions or whatever. Every book has the line at Louisville at 8.5.
Yep.
So over-under. So Vegas is expecting us to be 8-9 win team. Rather than go through and think, hey, are we going to go above that? Are we going to below that? What are your thoughts on that sort of being the national expectation for this Louisville program? Because I'm pretty sure that's been the win total. Last season was 8.5 preseason, and then I think the year before that it was either 8.5 or 7.5.
I mean, it's kind of obviously. I think we're going to be over that. Like just getting, you have to say it. You have to talk about it. I think we're going to be over that. I love the national talk. I think that they should be a little bit higher. I just love that we're in this national conversation. I feel like we're a team right now that 8.5 is a safe spot to put us.
Well,
just based off of the past 2-3 years.
Well, it also comes into play, like Miami's an uber talented team. We're playing a road game there, regardless of if Miami doesn't have a stellar home field advantage.
At SMU.
At SMU, we have a home game against Clemson, who not only is an ACC title favorite, they're a national title favorite. Like, they're projected to be a wagon coming into this year. And then if you look at the teams that we have...
You see what happens when you use the portal, Dabo? I mean, it's that easy. It's that easy.
And then you look at the rest of the ACC slate, like, I don't think we have a single bottom quarter ACC team on our schedule. Cal, they lost a ton, but they brought in a ton. They should be solid. Boston College, I love what Bill O'Brien's been doing there. It's a bowl or bust year for Tony Bennett and Virginia. They're really busting their ass in the transfer portal.
Right.
At Pittsburgh, so you know on that shithole of a field, anything can happen.
That field scares the shit out of me. I mean, my own experience being there and losing on that field, and then obviously what would happen with Renato getting hurt, immediately us going and playing like shit after beating Notre Dame. I mean, that's a worrisome place. It's like Miami. I mean, in a weird way, these NFL stadiums don't fill up as much.
Well, I mean, it's hard to, especially if you're in a major market and you're competing against a NFL team.
Right.
It's tough.
But that almost makes it hard to play in another way, because you're expecting to go in an away environment, to be crazy and shit talking. And
well, I mean, we ran into that last year, like our friend Stephen Heron warned us about at the library.
Yeah, at the library. God bless. I can't believe I had to watch that again. I mean,
so
that's what they call Stanford Stadium. It's the library. Yeah.
So to face a schedule like that, where you're going to have to play a lot of mid to high tier ACC teams, you've got a few powerhouses on the schedule. For Vegas to think you're going to come out of that gauntlet between 8 and 9 wins, I think that's a pretty good outlook for the state of the program.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the
4 bye games.
Yeah, and you have your toss-up games, and I mean, the toss-ups are SMU, Clemson. At Virginia Tech's going to be tough. At Miami's going to be tough.
I'm going to say already, Boston College with Bill O'Brien, spooky.
I know.
We should win it, but like at Pitt, spooky. Virginia, we can't overlook them. And for whatever reason, man, they've always just been a pain in our ass the last few years.
Yeah, they're not fun to play. It's just, I don't know why. But I mean, we got away with it for October that one year. That was pretty fun. But I mean, my last year going and playing at UVA, we lost. That was not fun.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna do a quick chat through on the chat. We've been popping in a little bit on the live stream. I'm just gonna check the Twitter, make sure we got anything before we hop into the final segment. Just because people love that final.
Oh, we
segment.
can laugh about how Kentucky's at while you're doing this.
Oh,
we can laugh about this for a second. While we were researching the over/unders, Kentucky is listed at 4.5 at all non-DraftKings books, and 5.5 for Vegas and DraftKings, I assume.
No,
is
so
that
almost
what you were trying to write?
No, so every sports book except DraftKings has the line at 4.5 for Kentucky's over/under win total.
All right.
DraftKings, for whatever reason, decided to go 5.5 and just put extreme juice. Like, I think the under's at -170. So for those of you who aren't degenerates like me, that means you have to essentially bet $170 to win 100.
Right.
So basically almost double your money in a wager to come back with half of it.
Their schedule is kind of funny. They open up with Toledo, who MAC champ was that MAC champions last year.
No,
right?
I don't.
No,
they did not win the MAC. I think it was Ohio U.
Yeah.
But
Toledo's good year in and year out, and then you have Ole Miss.
Oh,
that's gonna suck.
Yeah. So
then they have Eastern Michigan. That should be a win, and then they go through their gauntlet of at South Carolina, at Georgia.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't.
I think Auburn's one they could potentially steal, but you never know. But we're a Louisville football podcast.
They should steal Tennessee Tech.
That said, buddy? One last question for that side of it. If Vegas is right and they go 4-8 or 5-7, do they look at paying a pretty hefty buyout for a change of voice?
I think they would have to at this point. I mean, a lot like the kind of I know this is weird comparison because Dan McDonald's done a lot more stuff for our baseball program, but this is like this similar conversation that they're having is like you set your own standard and you're not living up to your own standard at this point.
That's actually an incredibly fair comparison now that I think about it. Like,
neither guys won a national title. We won our conference with the ACC and had a Golden Spikes winner.
Well, I would
But,
just
like-
say you elevated a program to a new height.
Right.
And now you're taking a step back from where you elevated that level.
Exactly. So where's the standard now? Are
So,
we lowering the standard just
Are you
because...
still
Yeah,
considered at standard just because you raised the bar for a period of time?
exactly.
Or are you falling beneath the standard now? Well done, Vince. Exceptional comparison.
Brain.
And you know
Nobody
what else?
commented
I
on
want to
that?
know what else is in that brain. So, Vince, let's roll it into the last segment of the show. What are you talking about?
Oh, for me, it was an interesting week for me. What am I talking about? I went to a candy show this week. And yes,
Take it to the candy show.
I truly was a kid in the candy store this past week. I mean, I went to a convention with work. Every snack and candy you could think of was there. The Dubai chocolate. I had like 6 pieces of Dubai chocolate. I mean, in 6 different ways. It was absolutely insane. Yeah, candy show. I went up and shot content, so the camera came into good use.
There you go.
Our
Yeah.
mics came into good use.
Yeah.
All that stuff was awesome to utilize whenever we were actually doing some work. So,
Vince, kid in a candy store.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll transition what I'm talking about. So I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Got a sister on the dating scene, starts talking to a guy,
Oh,
you know,
God.
sort
Oh,
of
God.
a
Where
college,
is this
college
gonna go?
he's a college football guy. So I get a text
What
randomly.
kind of college football guy is he? Is he like wear a jersey around all the time, or is he like us? Where
Haven't
he's
met him,
like,
gotten full. He's a Mississippi State fan, so he's at least
Oh,
loyal.
God.
He's at least loyal. I'll give him that.
So he's got the SEC belt, tucked in polo. I know it kind of.
It's just ringing a cowbell nonsense.
Yeah.
So I get a random text from my sister at like 10:45 last night.
Yeah.
And I'm getting quizzed on my college football knowledge. Like, does Keith know ball? At least that's what I assume, because my sister, like,
She asked you to like draw up inside zone, outside zone.
no, not quite. So not like football 400 level. This is like 200 level. Do you
Right.
know ball? So I'm going to give you the questions I got asked and see if you know them.
Oh God.
So the first one: do you know who played in the first ever college football game?
No.
So it took me like maybe
Some nerds.
very much some nerds.
Is it
And
Princeton and
that's half.
I
Technically, they went by New Jersey at that point in time, but it became Princeton.
don't know. I wasn't smart enough to get recruited by these schools.
The birthplace of college football. Honestly, if you had gotten recruited by the head coach of one of the programs, I feel like you would have vibed real hard with this head coach.
Who? Which teams?
Rutgers and Princeton.
Oh yeah.
Greg
Okay,
Schiano.
yeah, I would have got along with Greg Schiano. That would have been
So,
fun.
and then of course, because I'm super vain, like I screen recorded after I sent the text, pulled up my internet, showed my browser history to my sister,
Yeah.
which that's the type of man I am. I have the confidence to do that. To show I didn't cheat. And then I looked it up and saw I was right. And I was like, yeah, although I technically didn't say New Jersey, I said Princeton, but I'm going to
Yeah,
count
right,
it.
Right. What's the second one? That's
So the second question, now I think this one's easier just because I've watched like a full-blown like 30-minute docuseries film multiple times about
Okay.
this. What was the biggest blowout in college football history, and who were the 2 teams that played?
I know it was like triple digit score.
Oh, very much triple-digit score.
I can't remember. I don't know. Who was it? I don't
we,
even have
we
a
got
guess.
we got an answer?
Oh.
So I know Georgia Tech was involved. So,
Georgia Tech.
and it's a very small school.
NAIA school.
Yeah, Georgetown College.
Not quite. No. We would never lose like those losers down at Cumberland University did. Now, Cumberland University, the Tennessee one, not the Kentucky one.
Okay, gotcha.
So
yeah.
the little bit of background on this story, Georgia Tech's baseball team was coached by one John Heisman. Yeah, that Heisman, the one who has the trophy named after him.
Yeah.
So
Is it-
Cumberland U had allegedly
look at
hired
Clay
some
right
professional ringers to play baseball for them. And they came out and just freaking shelled Georgia Tech in
This is
baseball.
what you
Look
love
at
to see.
that!
I
You
know.
get a
Clay
meal.
is being
You get
so
a meal.
generous right now.
Yeah, you get a meal while old man Keith gives you story
This is
time.
beautiful.
Thank you. So he goes out and he gets shelled. So one, John Heisman does not appreciate this very much. So he talks to Cumberland U and schedules them for football. And at this point, Cumberland U doesn't have a football team. So they just go out and get random students because they tried and failed to get like ringers. Whereas Georgia Tech, of course, run by John Heisman, a wagon. Hold up to the camera. Look at that patty melt. Look at that.
I mean, if you
Look
don't
at
want that, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
So it proceeds to be just a never-ending slaughter of a game. And the final score, by the time all things were said and done, was 222 to nothing. And this is a game where players literally got multiple concussions. A dog chased a player off the field.
What?
Like, it was wild. And if you want to learn more about this, John Boyes has a fantastic video going. Yeah.
Clay, why don't you come over here while you just
Bullet
brought
High
over
School, you
these?
say?
John Boyce from Butler High School.
Butler? Okay, yeah, John Boyce, Butler High School alum, over at SB Nation, and he has it's a video series called Pretty Good. Does fantastic work, and he puts out a very incredibly entertaining outline of the buildup of the game, what all happens, going through old news reporting. So those were the two questions that got sent to me at 10:45 and 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. I got both of them correct.
I would have been Googling stuff for sure.
So that was the sort of follow-up. Do you feel like that's a 200 level do you know ball college football question, or do you think like that's more advanced?
Considering I would have got them wrong, I mean, I don't know. I'm not very smart though.
See, so those are sort of questions I like the study in history. Like if you asked me to name like the last 5 Heisman winners, couldn't do it. But stuff like that, love it. Love it. Also, yeah, get in. It needs to be a little higher. Look at that chili. Look at that chili. There we go. We got the burger.
Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
So huge thanks again to our friends out here at Kern's Corner. Get out here, get yourself a burger, get in, watch the games, grab some beers,
Horse
have
racing.
a great time. Horse racing
Yes,
on.
yes.
They've got the Stanley Cup Finals or the
Yes.
Stanley Cup playoffs on right now. Go Ice Cats, beat the Maple Leafs.
Clay, how long have you had this book? Come here.
Yeah,
Come
we're gonna
around.
bring you on camera. Come on in.
You can sit down.
How we doing?
Here, you can take my seat, Vince. I'll let you take
Either
over.
way.
I'm gonna just
Pronounce your last name.
Schulhafer.
Schulhafer.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you can hop in. I'm gonna sit back here and eat this burger.
So Clay, first off, you got your own show. You and Jimbo have your own show. So
We
go
did.
ahead and plug your own. Are y'all doing it anymore?
Not really,
No?
for the simple fact that our 16-year-old, I guess 17-year-old
Yeah.
editor, producer, everything.
He's going to college.
Well, he's got a social life
Yeah,
now.
he's got a
so,
social life. Yeah.
we're not quite number one on the priority list.
So how long have you had this spot? As I can recall, this has been your dream to have Kern's
Yeah,
Corner.
this is my 9th year as the owner. Been here for 30 years, though.
Yeah.
So it's going good. It's a great place. We stay busy, we stay steady, and can't really ask for anything more.
So you
Big
call-
UVL bar.
Oh yeah, UVL, Bellarmine, horse racing.
Bellarmine,
That's one of the
number
big,
one horse racing bar in the city. If you like
100%.
horse racing, come see us. St. X Trinity Mafia, they hang out up here. This is how we do it here.
Of course. Well,
We
Clay,
have a good
everything this past, I mean, however many years, 3-4 years that you've been sponsoring the show. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's been the guy keeping us running. This is the guy right here.
My deal is I don't, unless I like it myself, I'm not going to do it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to sponsor anything.
Yeah.
And I watch your all show, listen to your all show.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to it weekly.
Well, I
So
appreciate
you
that.
you give me something to listen to.
Thank
You
you.
all do, and yeah, it gets me ready.
Yeah,
You know?
I appreciate it.
It gets me ready
appreciate
for
it.
game day.
I love
in a
it. That's
sense, so
what it's doing.
It's great.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we'll be doing more content and stuff like this that you'll be seeing. Keith, you want to bring it in and round out the
Cool.
show with your Clay? Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you
Absolutely.
again so much. I just
Go
about-
Cards.
he just swallowed his cheeseburger.
I got half of it left still. Yeah, I came in and just off screen devoured it, much like a pelican. Just kind
I'm
of
just-
tilt the head back and let
No
it go.
grace, no couth, as my dad would say, eating a cheeseburger on live stream.
All right, so before we dismount, though, we put out a couple of live show questions just for the audience to hop in and sort of get their input on. And Vince, I want to get your input on this too. So it's going to be similar theme, just two opposite sides of the ball. What position group on the offense are you most excited for the upcoming season?
Easy cop out running back. I mean,
So that was one of the position,
was two star-studded running backs, but wide receiver for me. I mean, adding Coach Branch into the equation, adding the weapons we have, Colin Lacey coming back, Chris Bell improving. For me, that's the room I really. I mean, they're back to the afro.
Hurry.
They're back to the afros, man. That's like whenever we walked in and did that alumni chalk talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a different vibe with Dion up there, man. He's up there talking about how he just gets the kids. He gets them. Like you have to be able to talk the language, and to hear somebody that can talk the language, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
specifically in that room. I mean, that's a room full of divas. No matter how you want to chalk it up, love all the guys to death, but I mean, it's me. I want the ball.
Now, I'm gonna have to give a little bit of knock. I'm assuming it was press who put the poll up. Quarterback wasn't a position in this poll, so running back ran away with it. 92% of the vote. I'm with you though. Like, if I'm not picking running back, I'm with you on the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like Bell and Lacey, we know what they are. We can get excited about them. I don't think this fan base realizes how good Trayshawn Hurry and Dakari Collins are going to be for the wide receiver room.
Those guys are going to be awesome.
Those are ones that so many program, and we're coming in expecting them to be like a 1 and a 2 or like a 2A.
It's a great problem to have. It is a phenomenal problem to have. I love the predicament we're in right now.
So the passing game is going to be a lot more exciting than what people expect, but man, we're going to have some damn good running backs next year, so hard to not pick that as a group. So next, the other side of the ball. So defense, what position group are you the most excited for coming into the 25 season? So this was one that was sort of like the voting kind of surprised me a little bit, but also kind of doesn't.
I'm excited for linebacker.
Okay.
Now, I'm excited for linebacker because I think these guys have a lot to prove.
Yep.
I mean, it was a room that we had been on their ass all year last year. Not just us, other media members were on their ass all year. So I think those two guys, TJ and Stanquan, are going to come out with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and have a lot more to prove. We understand the defense. We understand where to line people up. Go. Get the call. You can get the call in late. Get it in early, coach. It doesn't matter. We're going to run it correctly, and we're going to get everybody lined up, and we're going to make plays ourselves. Seeing them improve in the pass game, too, is something I'm, anxiously anticipating.
And we're going to have more depth, more reliable, playable depth. Caleb Parrott, TJ Capers.
Exactly.
Gotten a lot of looks with the 1s and 2s in spring ball.
Yep.
I know that was someone who was waffling on will he stay or will he go. We kept him with the program. I take that as he's ready to play.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get on the field in more of a reliable role in this upcoming season. So for me, now, maybe it's my big belly bias, I'm so excited about our interior D-line.
Yeah.
Our D tackles. We are so deep at D tackle. We're going to be such a pain in the to run against with Conga, Jarrad. Then you've got Dawson. You've got Selah Brown.
Pete Niagara is the man that makes that whole ship sail. We have been so blessed with centers the past. I don't even know, but Tobiah Hughley was the last one where I saw people really complain that much, and Tobiah wasn't even bad in his own right. I mean, I know.
Well, I think part of the reason we
college, brother.
Well, part of the reason why our centers are so damn good is just because of the nightmare they have to face day in and day out in practice.
For sure. I mean,
so that interior D line is just going to be menacing this year.
I just realized we were talking D line.
I tried to steer the ship back and let it go, but yet
I'm too focused on a burger.
Swing and a miss. So interior D line, that's what got me hyped. That's what's got me excited about the defense. And you know what else has me excited? This delicious burger from Kern's Korner. One last time, huge thanks to them for having us out here. For those of you all who hopped in to watch along, thank you for hopping in, making us a part of your Wednesday night. On behalf of Vince, I'm producer Keith. Huge thanks to Presley Meyer, all the people in the background. Thanks again to Kern's Korner. Thank you all for hopping in and hanging with us. And as always,